गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace and love amongst all human beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome to this section related to the essence of Yoga Vasishtha, the booklet written by Swami Jananand Maharaj from the Shringeri Peeth. It acts as a abridged version with chapter 32 chapters and around 2000 shlokas, which has been taken out from the 32,000, the main version of the Yoga Vasishtha, without spoiling or removing the meaning what has been expected in Yoga Vasishtha. Yoga Vasishtha is meant for quietening the mind, keeping the mind tranquil, contented, blissful, happy, over and above, relaxed and cool in all the positions. So that is the purpose of the contemplating of essence of Yoga Vasishtha. We have 32 chapters. We are done with first 20 chapters. We are in the revision mode now. Chapter number 12, that is the story of Bali. Now, what the story of Bali has to tell, the stories inside the stories gives the message so that mind will always remain tranquil under all the situations. So let us now study chapter number 12, what it goes. It is chapter number 12, the story of Bali, page number 124. The introduction of this story of Bali, through which we will get the guidance for spiritual path. From the story we will get the guidance for the spiritual path. How will we get the guidance for the spiritual path? What has to be done and what has not to be done during the normal living, that is a simple and normal living of the life. So when we worry increases. First principle is told. If you worry, then worry increases. The worry goes on multiplying. Multiplying worries means थॉट ब्रीडिंग थॉट, एक विचार के बाद दूसरा विचार, दूसरे विचार के बाद तीसरा विचार, तीसरे विचार के बाद चौथा विचार, और ऐसी वरीज के आफ्टर वरीज आते रहेंगे. चिंता इज ऑलवेज अबाउट द फ्यूचर. when you worry, it is always about the future. As a result, we are unable to stay in present. So there are the two stations in the life. One is when you are young, while second is when you are old. When you are young, you have the worries for your career, your prospects, what are things there. In the old age, there is no worry, but it's only remembering the past. And thus he suffers. So by worrying, worry increases like the fuel. If you add fuel to the fire, fire increases. So likewise, the worry increases. So when you stop worrying, worry disappears. When you stop worrying, worry disappears. Instead of working on the mind, stop working. What we do is we provide data so that we'll worry more, and that is our fault. It is very difficult to accept the divinity in everything. How it is possible to accept divinity in everything? That means you are the slave of your mind. That is worrying habit. So people are miserable because of n number of conditions. They are miserable because of their own, miserable because of others' misery, sometimes miserable because of others' happiness, and miserable because of the default conditions, that is manufacturer's defect. So without one's own courage, efforts, involvement fully, one cannot be free from worries and the problems of life. So no more dependence on the worldly objects and relations. We have to keep our mind in a high spirit by ourselves and by putting a lot of efforts. To remove this worry, we have to put a lot of efforts. Desireless mind is unparalleled. We have to inspire our mind. Negativity will be there in the mind, but don't promote it. No laziness. Get up and go for a walk or go for a run. Their tiredness is different, laziness is different. Only spiritual practice is working on the mind. So what is said is Uddhare Atmanam Udharate. So the mind, the person is his own enemy or he is his own friend. It depends on the condition of your mind. So controlled mind is a friend, and if we are controlled by the mind, then it is an enemy. So thus to remove calamities, we have to use and inspire the mind. Mind can be inspired only by the dispassion. Then there will be no. Yes, mind can be inspired only by reading the scriptures, that is contemplation. Then there will be no fears. All the positive values, Vivek, Vairagya, Sampati, Moksha, is to practice. Then only we can help ourselves in life. Constantly depending on something or the other is not good. The person is completely contented, nothing more and nothing less, then the whole world, along with the ocean of nectar, is in his own packet. You take care of your mind, whole world will take care of itself. When mind is contented or fulfilled, nothing is gained, nothing is lost. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. This is the simplest and best way of spiritual practice. You can't continue to remain in a primary schools and not advance. Mind is dissolved or killed or destroyed by this. Then there is no mind. That which does not exist is troubling us. That mind which has no expectation, no desire, anything of its kind, it attend to that fulfillment which cannot be compared with anything in this world. So, with mind is focused towards self, mind disappears, and what remains is you. So let us lead our life as a spiritual life. All bhogas are only for a fraction of moment. Yet we don't understand this. Energy can be used for procreation or evolvement, and brahmacharya is considered as an important spiritual practice. Other, which is that place where all joys and sorrows disappear? That is what is the question asked by this Bali Raja to his father. And how the mind is quiescent, how this delusion confusion of mind disappear, and where is the bliss infinite, where can I have peace eternal? Can you tell me where is that beautiful place? That is what has been the question of Bali Raja to his father. So now let us go into the story, page number 124, Vashishtu Vacha. Anxiety grows by thinking just as fire grows by fuel. So chintane ne dhate chinta tudvane neva pavaka. If you put oil into the fire, it will again goes up. It perishes by the absence of thinking, just as the fire without a fuel. If fire is burning, slowly it will get diminished because there is no fuel, it will stop burning. Nothing whatsoever saves one from difficulties except one's courage, the keeping away of all desires or objects, giving up all the relations. So if this what is troubling us is our objects and relations. So let one raise his mind by himself alone, by efforts for the destruction of calamity through passionlessness, study of scriptures, and virtuous life like spiritual strength. So what has been told is spiritual strength is there, study of scripture, contemplation, these are required. Then only and courage. So then only these calamities in the life will be destroyed. When the mind is fulfilled or contented, the whole world is filled with ambrosial fuel. The moment the mind is controlled, what is will happen is Purna Manasi Sampurna Jagat Sarve Sudha Dravve. So this is ambrosial fluid. It is only happiness, 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 cheerfulness, cheerfulness, cheerfulness. To one whose feet are covered with the shoes, earth indeed is covered only by leather. If there are thorns or stones, sharp stones on the earth, there is no need to cover the whole earth by the leather, rather you wear the shoes, the things are done. So similarly, the whole world will remain as it is, but if we decided to mind our mind, if we decided to listen to the scriptural values, that is contemplation, then only will be happy. So the mind, helplessly following destruction, attains to fullness on account of passionlessness. The full moon does not shine in that manner. The milk ocean is not full, and the face of Lakshmi is not pleasing as the mind without desires. So if you put all these three conditions together, full moon, it looks nice, milky ocean, and face of Lakshmi, all this put together, whatever the benefits we get, which is much, much lesser than the mind without desires. Otherwise, like Bali, let knowledge be obtained through the disturbance of intelligence. So now this Bali is the king of Daityaraj. In the netherworld, the demon king Bali, the son of Virochana, indeed formed the kingdom of the demons for 100 million years. Having got aversion in enjoyment, which were enjoyed in excess constantly, which were agreeably or highly thought by the three worlds, once he reflected. He has done everything. Bali was the son of King Virochana, and then he had everything. So, what possible happens by enjoyment? What is this that is called as pleasant? Again and again, woman is encouraged and enjoyed. Doing this repeatedly, wise man, not ashamed of this action, which is continuously performed, though it has done its work. This candid statement, referred to the most powerful of human urges, completely enslaving even a wise man, making him oblivious of enduring values and a way to permanent happiness. The fact libido has a twofold function, procreative and evolutionary. After carrying out the former function, coupled of course with the legitimate satisfaction of desire within the bounds of moral and spiritual law, it should be sublimed and harnessed for a higher purpose. So, what purpose of the affair could there be by which there is no bondage of action? So, that is the question asked by Bali Raja to Vyochana. Now, the father is going to give advice to his son Bali. Oh, father, please tell me that place where there is no delusion or confusion in my life. So, Pita Updesha. So, second 126 page, chapter number 12. What his father has to say in the shloka number 11. An instruction of father. Oh, that which my father Virochana was asked formally has been remembered by me. So what has happened is when he has enjoyed the complete kingdom by Bali, the Netherlands kingdom, now he remembered his father what was told by him. Father, tell me what is that boundless line, or the utmost limit of all pains and all pleasures on all sides, where all delusion, confusions are elevated, extinguished. ये पूरा का पूरा जो जगत राज्य है सकलम दुखम सकलम सुखम ये सब पूरा डिजॉल्व हो जाता है इत्युक्तम भगवान प्राय सीमोन्तस्ति ही तादृश does address the revered one says, indeed there is such a boundary or limit where there is no earth, no sky, no oceans, no mountains, no forest, no holy place, no rivers, no lakes. There is only one king there of great strength or imminence and great splendor or the dignity. So now father has told, Virochana has told to Bali Raja and he is remembering what he has been told. As provided by him, his minister, intent on advising all round, bring about quickly what has not happened, removes what has happened. He is not able to enjoy anything, nor does he know anything. He does everything only for the sake of king always, though remaining ignorant. The king remains alone in a lonely place, quite at ease. Son, there that minister possessed of strength is not conquered even a little by all the troops of demigods, demons, collected by hundred thousands. But he is conquerable only by the Lord. By the king he comes under the control by the expedient. Liberation, the destroyer of all pain, sorrow, has been declared to you by the name country, by me. And the king is a divine self. So now he's explaining this mystery after the story. The king is a divine self. Liberation, which is the destroyer of all pain, that is a relative existence declared by me as a country. A wise man, minister, is a mind. The means for the conquest of the mind would be indifferent towards the object of senses. So let us feel of two quarters of the mind, which is not perfected in proceeding towards reality with enjoyment. One with doing a service to the holy person, and one with doing the worldly jobs that has been told. So there is a place like that, it is a bigger than the biggest, and there is a king extremely efficient, shining great splendor. He is done of everything, he is everywhere, he is everything, he is living happily. This is that place which is asked by me, you. King is the doer of everything. He is everywhere. He is everything. He is doing happily. This is a place where you ask me. He is a minister who is able to give advice on any issue. He can create, destroy anything in a fraction of moment. But he himself cannot enjoy anything. He is inert. He is not knowing anything. So that has been now told. So what is this story message is? The king is a divine self, the minister is mind, and the liberation is liberation from the relative existence. So how that has to be done now? Make the four quarters of the mind, two quarters of the mind, fill it with the enjoyment, and likewise one quarter you fill it with the scriptures, and one quarter fill it with the service to that spiritual teacher. After some time, after you advance in your sadhana, let him feel of one quarter of mind which is endowed with a little proficiency, with enjoyment, two quarters to the service, and one quarter to reflecting on the meanings of the scriptures. That means 25% scriptures, two quarters for service, and one quarter for enjoyment. Let him feel up two quarters of the mind which is gone after proficiency by scriptures, passionate, and two quarters on meditation and worship of the good. Good. So now all four quarters, two quarters to the service and two quarters to the contemplation. By discernment together with the reflection inquiry, let him intensely collect the perception of the self. and also the renunciation of desires always. So one way is to live desires and another way is to increase the perception of self. Thus, what was narrated to me formerly has been remembered by me today by destiny, good fortune. Also, knowledge is born uh, to me by good fortune, and dissatisfaction for enjoyment has arisen. By good fortune, I enter into the pure joy of tranquility, cool like nectar. So, what has been now caught by the Balis? Through this story, he has understood that when you are a fresh, recent this thing, then 2 quarters of the time you enjoy, 1 quarter to the service of the teacher, 1 quarter you listen to it. After you advance, what will happen is 2 quarters for contentment, 1 quarter for enjoyment, and 1 quarter for scripture study. And after that, 2 quarters for scripture study and 2 quarters for uh, service to the spiritual teachers. Likewise, you can advance. So now he's telling the Shukran of this, the instruction by Shukra. Who am I really? What could be this self? Thus shall be asked Shukra, the son of Bhrigu, and seer of the self. From such contemplation he worshipped Shukra, was come there by saluting his feet and light. Then the king of the demons, Bali, asked the perceptor Shukra, who was sitting there, Teacher, who am I? And what are these world, Lord? Please tell me. What is the use of telling much in this matter? Now, Shukra is telling, Shukra is, what is the use of telling much in this matter? Hear the essence briefly. You are the pure intelligence, consciousness. I am the pure intelligence, consciousness. These words are also pure intelligence, consciousness. This is a summary of truth. So this is summary of truth. There is nothing else. So this is Chidakash. 100% solid consciousness is everything. Taking hold of such conviction, pursue the self, that is being consciousness by the self, inner instrument of perception. In your own person with a shining or clear intellect, you will attain to the eternal, infinite abode or state. So he has told, what is that told? A pure consciousness inside, pure consciousness outside, pure consciousness is everywhere. And how it is to be done? Taking hold of such conviction, pursue the self. Being consciousness by the self, inner instrument in your own person with a shining clear intellect. You will attain that infinite abode. So you have to meditate on this. When Shuka departed, having said thus, Bali meditated with the conception that everything is indeed pure consciousness. He had decided everything is indeed pure consciousness only, with the multitude of comprehending thoughts subdued and calm, beneath of the triple state of meditator, meditating and meditation, devoid of the thinking mind with his mental impression extinguished, with the great abode of pure being consciousness obtained was shining like a lamp in the windless place. Having remained for a long time in the deep meditation on the self or being consciousness, without the distinction of the knower, known, and knowledge, having risen therefrom, he performed all the duties of the king in due order properly. So he again started doing normal job, but his consciousness was 100% Siddhakash, nothing other than consciousness exists. He sees only with equal vision misfortune and good fortune. His understanding or intellect neither rises nor falls in pleasure and pain. Whatever places or region the mind sinks into like a boy, let what attached to the truth, reality, and lifted it up from such places. Yeshu Yeshu Pradesheshu Manomajjati Balavat तेभ्य तेभ्य समुद्यत्यम तद्धि तत्वे नियोजनते एवं अभ्यासताभ्याभ्यां मता मनोमत्तमान्वितं निबन्धं सर्वभावेन परम श्रेयोधि विगीयते. The supreme good is obtained by one practicing spiritual discipline, restraining the mind that is like a mad elephant in every manner, all with all the thoughts. So what has been said is all sadhana is done by Bali all by himself. Adhyatma begins when we start inquiring. Consciousness blissful existence is equivalent to waking dream deep sleep to samadhi. So there is no reason we should give importance to the disturbed mind. Whenever we remain disturbed, then undisturbed, we are abiding in the truth. The A person who is able to look upon apadas problem of life, sampadas position as per life by equanimity of life, that is pure spiritual person. So absolute is Paramatma, rest all is relative. So we have to live in this world in such a way that no impressions are created on mind, whether it is a success or a failure. So it is either a Hari Kripa or Hari Ichha. So it depends. Learn to endure what cannot be cured. Learn to enjoy defeat, enjoy failure. This is possible when we learn from our own experiences. When we are in tune with divinity, we will never be failure in life. It is something like this. Ocean is a water, wave is a water, clouds are water, icebergs are water, meaning what? Water alone is appearing in different forms. Exactly the pure consciousness is alone, appearing as multitude due to the upadhis and of Nam and Roop. We are all living in our own conviction. So what is happening is we are projecting, we are convicting, we our own imagination that has to be dropped. Make this as a firm conviction is life, and we have to change our convictions. I cannot be body under any condition. Because of names and form, consciousness is called as world. Because of Maya, the consciousness is called as Ishwar. Because of Ananda Kosh, consciousness is called as Pran. Because of subtle body and consciousness is called as Jiva. Because of broad birth body, the consciousness is called as somebody, that is man or a woman. Meaning only one consciousness is ultimate. This we have to recognize. This we have to recognize. That should become our lifestyle. We should accept world as it is. We don't react, don't hold anything distinct because it's all illusion. This formless, uncreated, unchanging, unending is the ultimate truth in which finite I disappears. We have to train ourselves not to involve in logic argument. Keep quiet. We are not responsible for the whole world. Be responsible. Life becomes beautiful, then you be yourself will merge in yourself. It is conscious blissful self what we are seeking. Disappeared mind is now that is the consciousness. So everything is in consciousness there. Everything is quiet and prashanta. Fear is not created. Heavens are also not created. So don't do meditation but live in the meditation. In deep sleep, mind dissolves in Prakriti. In contemplation, mind dissolves in consciousness. Again, it wakes up with body identifications and samsara continues. Hold on to this unchanging substratum, supporting all illusions of a relative existence. Mind is like a mirror. Reject nothing, reflect everything. Retain nothing. Mirror is like always in presence. Let our mind be like that. That kind of mind is pure consciousness. So that's why what has been said by uh, Shukra to Bali and Virochana to the Bali is like this only. Wherever, whatever the places the mind sinks into like a boy, let one attach to the truth, having lifted it up from such places. Yeshu Yeshu Pradesheshu Manomanjiti Balavat Tebbet Tebbet Samudjatam Taddi Tatve Niyojet. To bring it back and knowing that the whole world is nothing but the consciousness, 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 bliss, 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 and Sudakash, 100% conscious existence with this space. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत् श्रीरामचन्द्रार्पणमस्तु Submitting the divine faith to the Holy Scripture.